AK Structure, what's up? Good to see you, man. It's been a long time. What's going on? Good to see you. Hello, hello. And welcome, welcome to Planter Garden TV. How you all doing tonight? Yes, guys, well, we're getting ready now to start back with our live stream. So I'm just notifying you guys that we're going to be doing live stream from our garden. We also gonna do live stream from indoors because right now our plants, our seedling is doing wonderful. My gingers them get so tall. It's amazing how these ginger plant is growing. And all I do, I have them by a window. I have them by a window, and when the air come in and the little sunlight, they're just growing beautiful, man. I just can't wait for the planting season to get going. You know, I just can't wait. The fruit trees is doing well. A lot of fruit trees start to push out their flowers, so things shaping up, man. So how you guys doing? What's going on? Are you guys getting ready to start your 2026 garden? Plant, okay, Case Chapter said that I plant green peppers, jalapeno and tomato in pots. One tomato and one green pepper germinator. All right, all right, all right. I mean, it's excited. It's excited that you know you sow your seeds. And when you sow your seeds, you see them germinate. It's a really excited journey. All you guys got to do, man, just always remember, don't overwater these seedlings because you can lose them. And, you know, it's not easy because you have to be dealing with these seedlings for months. It's not really easy because if you don't do that, then you will have to go and buy the starts from the store. And then one start is $5-6. It's pretty expensive. You know, when you can do it, and it can save you a lot of money, guys. So I'm so excited. The rain is pouring at this moment, getting the earth soft. Because guess what, guys? Spring begin very soon. What you guys doing? Have you guys been preparing? Have you guys been sowing seed? What you guys been doing, man? Good to see you guys, man. I'm gonna be doing a live stream maybe today's Monday, Tuesday. Either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday night, where I'm gonna be showing you guys my ginger. Earlier up in the year, I was showing you how I propagate my ginger. And I want to show you guys how these ginger have grown so tall indoors. Yes. Case Chapter said I overwintered them, so I had to plant seed all over I lawn. Okay. You overwater them. That's what I'm saying. Thank you for mentioning that because overwater, listen to me, seedling is very challenging to deal with seedlings. Very, very challenging, guys. You could be seeing your seedlings looking so beautiful and healthy. And the next thing you see, they start to looking poor and start to fall down. This is what the next thing again, guys. This is why you got to be careful where you get your soil from, because I'm telling you, sometimes these soil have bugs inside them that eat the roots of your seedling. Because sometimes your seedling looks so healthy. The next thing you realize, you're watching it, you're watering it, you're not watering it too much. You're just taking your time and you're watching it grow. The next thing you realize, you snap. And when you do that, the root is separated from the plant. So I'm telling you guys, be mindful. Be mindful. There's a lot to learn dealing with seedlings. It's challenging, but once you're able to overcome it, you have a chance of being successful in your garden. All right? So now it's time. Come on, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate it. We very soon, when the weather starts changing more and more, what we're going to be doing, we're going to do a live stream planting, because we're going to be planting okra, ginger, peppers. We're going to do a whole live stream that day, planting. All right? Case chapter 6. Have you heard if Tom Jalapeno? I don't know about the Tom jalapeno, but I do plant jalapeno. So I'm not sure about the Tom. It's supposed to taste like a regular jalapeno, but without the heat. Oh, no, I never grow that one. The one I grow, it have a slight heat. It have a little heat inside of it. Yes, guys, and guys, you know me already. This year, I'll be looking forward to grow a 9-feet pepper tree again this year. I'll be looking forward to do that again. So far, guys, I'm not waiting. For me, is go to direct sow squash. It's go to direct sow pepper. Not pepper, pumpkin. It's good to direct sow these things. But what I'm doing, I'm start sowing these seeds already. I start putting them in the ground and in the soil that they can germinate and start growing. So on that planting day, when I plant, they already ahead of time. Because this season, man, you gotta be on time, you gotta be ready, you gotta be prepared. Because you could catch yourself, your pumpkin grow, but you ain't get no time to harvest them. Especially for the people who have short growing season, guys. This information is very important. This is the heart of gardening, and we're gonna be talking a lot about gardening. We want to lead everyone to a very successful 2026 organic garden season. So how you guys doing tonight? Case chapter C. The snow here is melting fast in zone. Oh wow. Case chapter, you in zone 5A. Wow. Wow. Are you still dealing with snow at this time? You see, I gotta say shout out to the people up in this zone, man. Zone 5 and 6 and up in these areas. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. Because your growing season is shorter than the people who in zone 9, zone 8, zone 7. So it's very important for you to start your seedling indoors. Very important. Even your squash, whatever you're planting, start it indoors. Don't wait until spring to come outside now trying to sow seed. Because I think it's going to hold back. It's going to keep you from able to harvest the way you should. So start indoors. So when you bring them out to plant, they already reach a stage already. And always remember, never try your best not to damage the root of your seedling when you transplanting. Or try your best. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you damage the root of the plant, when you transplanting them, what happen is that plant have to regenerate these roots that you damage. All right, so that keeping back time, that's holding back time. You don't have that time for that. You want to plant and the plant just continue growing because you would like to have a harvest. You will like to have a harvest. Okay, Case Tractor said, I like starting seed inside in January or February and keep my seed in pots in living room radiator next to a window. That's right. That's right. Because I'm not gonna lie, it saves you a lot of money. I went to a store the other day and I see they have seedling outside. And I said, you know what, let me go check these prices. And when I go and check the prices, I'm seeing $5 and change for one plant. I'm not saying it's too expensive. I'm not going to say, oh, it's too expensive. Because I know it takes time, effort, and cash to get these seedlings going. Because you got to deal with electricity, or you got to deal with water. All these things you got to deal with, plus your time. So, I cannot say they're too expensive. But what I can say, if you practice yourself to grow, start your seed from indoors, it can save you a lot of money. That's all I can say. But I cannot say, oh, they're selling them too expensive. Because the truth is, it takes a lot of time and effort to get those seedlings to that stage that you can just get it and go and chat it. But all I can say, take your time, observe, try not to overwater them. Because if you do that, you could rot their root. It's so much things you can propagate. I mean, store-bought. Okay, store-bought, right? There's a lot of things you can store-bought and propagate. This year, I have every year, but this year I went and I from a farmer's market and I tried to propagate them. And I'm glad I did. I'm really happy I did because propagate so nice and beautiful. Now, so I have a lot of ginger to transplant. I didn't wait until springtime to do that because the thing is, ginger need at least, this is the next thing, guys. To get your ginger and your turmeric to be mature, they got to be in the ground for at least 6 to 8 months, right? So if you start them indoors, you stand a better chance of getting them to that maturity. But if you come out in the spring, chucking ginger in the ground without the propagate, without the start rooting, it's not going to be enough time for the ginger to mature. So it's very important. If you want to grow ginger, you should start them indoors. You want to grow turmeric, you should start them indoors. You want to grow peppers, start them indoors. This time you should start setting pepper seed. Now is the time, guys. Certain things like corn, Cucumber. I'll direct sow cucumber. The reason why I will direct sow cucumber, because cucumber growing season is pretty short. You see what I'm saying? It's pretty short. Corn. Direct sow corn, which if you want to start the corn indoors, that's a good idea too. So you could direct sow corn. You could start them indoors as well. You could direct sow your squash, which is okay. You could start them indoors as well. The only thing is, you cannot, when you transplanting them, you do not want to damage their roots. Because you want, when you plant them, they just take off and start growing, because our growing season is different. Now, if you in the tropical, if you go in the tropical, it's different. If you're in the tropical, it's different. You could come in this because you have all go back to December, the whole year to plant. So it's basically different. But springtime is one of the best time. Springtime is one of the best time to start a garden, to start planting. One of the best time, because you know why? That's when, if you notice, everything come to life. Everything come to life in the spring. Even the grass in the ground that look dry, and they just spring back to life. The trees just spring back to life. Something happen in the soil in the spring that wake up everything. So that's the best time to plant. Get your garden prepared and start in the spring. Now, in each zone, you have to know when to plant. Remember that, guys. You want to wait until your last frost. That's very important. You want to wait till your last frost pass before you get out the planting. You see, when you talk about brassica, when you talk about onion, cabbage, cauliflower, collards, broccoli, lettuce, all these things you can get out there and start planting. You can be out there start planting. This should be your first crop you planting in the season, which is the winter. Your first crop. So by the time the spring hit, you already start harvesting lettuce. You already harvesting your lettuce. Now you have room to plant other things. Then when your cabbage them ready to harvest, you harvest your cabbage. Then you have room to plant something different. All right, always check the days for harvesting. If you have seeds, always remember how much days after planting to harvesting, because you don't want to plant anything and cannot harvest them. Don't have enough time to harvest them. So think about these things, guys. Okay, Shaka say his sister live 3 hours west of here and they have a shorter growing season. Wow. Okay. I'm telling you. I gotta say shout out to the people who trying, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't easy with when your growing season, because I seen it. When your growing season is short, it's very challenging. Very challenging. Because in this type, you still gotta be waiting for the snow to melt. People getting ready to plant while you know waiting for the snow to melt. It can be very challenging. But I gotta say shout out to the people zone 2, zone 5, up in them areas, who up inside these areas and still trying to grow something. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to all the people who do apartment, who plant in their apartment, who plant in their balcony. Shout out to all the small space gardeners who have small space but still trying. Shout out to you guys. Even it's 2 container with a few pieces of herb is better than nothing. Is better than nothing. You can grow cucumber. All you do, you set the seed and put a stick in the container and allow it to run up on that stick. And just like that, you have cucumber. It's so much you can do. But I just want to show container gardeners, backyard gardeners, small space gardeners, the gardeners who do apartment, balcony. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to the people who do indoor gardening. Because you got to do what you got to do. At the end of the day, what work for you. Alright? So shout out to all gardeners out there. Everyone out there who doing their thing. But don't underestimate your space. Don't underestimate your space. You could do a lot in a small space. I see people go on balcony and I see how they harvest. I see they go on their balcony and they harvesting nice fresh mint from their balcony. So don't underestimate your balcony. Though if you have a deck, don't underestimate your deck. You can grow something on your deck too, guys. Alright? You have a little space in your backyard where you could put a few containers. Don't underestimate it. You can do a lot. It mightn't be as much as you would like, but it's better than nothing at all. Alright? Case Chapter, I plant in buckets at my apartment and also help my dad with his garden. He has in the ground and he let me take some vegetable for. All right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. All right, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yes, man. Shout out to everyone out there, man, who out there putting in the work and doing what they do to make it happen. Remember, guys, everything is getting expensive, and I don't ever believe that these prices will ever drop again. Don't ever believe that, oh, food price gonna go back down. No, it's not gonna go back down. It's gonna be remain, and it's gonna be more expensive. So when you have, if you're able to grow a few lettuce, if you're able to grow a few cucumber, if you're able to grow some fresh mint, saving you from going to the store and buy tea bags. If you're able to do that for yourself, it can save you a lot of money. You see, sometimes we got to count for the long term. If we think about today, like if we think about, okay, if you grow some mint, how much you could save from growing some mint than going to the store and buy the tea bag? Well, guess what? The tea bag might be $5, $6, but if you're able to grow the mint, it's gonna save you that $5, $6, right? No, that $5, $6 could go to something else. You see? So it could be one mint plant you're growing, and it can save you, it can help save you. You can grow one little herb, and it can save you money. Because you ain't got to go and buy that herb. You want to put seasoning in your pot. You try to grow the seasoning you like. All of them could grow in a bucket. You can even grow them by your window in the kitchen. And every time you need a few pieces, you just pop a few pieces. And put, you see what I'm saying? All these things help you save. Because I'm telling you, it's not it's not getting any easier. You see what I'm saying? It's not getting any easier. Okay, case factor say also just thought for everyone. It's worth it to can your vegetables or buy a food saver to freeze your vegetables to make them last longer, and it's cheaper in the long run. That's right. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about someone was talking about freeze dry. Someone was talking about freeze dry. And I think I got to look into freeze dry. I need to see more about freeze dry. Like your vegetables, you freeze dry them. I got to look into more of that because the way I see things going, I don't think it's going to be pretty easy in the future. I think it's going to be very difficult. You understand? Because as we can see, or you see video people freeze drying, yes, I got to look into that. As you can see, the machine is taking over a lot of the jobs. High profile jobs, they're taking over the high profile jobs. They're taking over every single, in every field, they start taking the jobs. You know? So somehow or the other, we got to, somehow or the other, we got to be independent in some ways or the other, because if we don't, I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. Because these things can do anything from high scale job where you used to have to go to professional to do certain jobs for certain things for you. They can do it now. In seconds, that's the thing. In seconds. So high scale job, every field, these things start to take over. So just think about it, guys. Okay, case chapter say my sister is buying me a food dehydrator for my body. All right, all right. That's wonderful. All right. Okay. That's something important too as well. Dehydrator. I mean, you got to do it. Things is not like how it used to be. Everything is getting expensive. It's nothing like it used to be. So all I'm saying, guys, be prepared and be ready, because 2026 goes on. I think it's gonna be very challenging for everyone. It doesn't matter where part of the world you at. And you know what? They have something they call living after life. The people who live after land, like there's people who live after land all their life. This coming is not going to affect them. Yes, it's going to affect them in some sort or the other, but they used to that kind of life. You know, some people now, if you custom to this lifestyle, the bright light, electricity in your home, water in your home, you custom to this luxury. That's luxury. You custom to that. And if you lose that, you might just bug out because you can't using a bucket for the bathroom because you never did that before. You know what I'm saying? So that might be devastating to some people. But there are people who does that on a basic. So people like that, it will not bother them. Because they live this lifestyle all the while. So living off the land, it's a very good practice. It's a very good practice. Eat from the land, it's a very good practice. Very good practice. Don't give up on yourself, guys. Always remember, if you don't do it, no one is going to do it for you. And always remember, you yourself. You cannot depend on others. You motivate yourself. The world is changing. For the kids, this is something they born into and they're gonna enjoy it because this is what they're born into. But for the people who born in the 80s, 90s, even go back 70s, 60s, 50s, they know a different life. They has passed through so many changes. So many changes. So many changes they had passed through. So now when you remember when you born how things used to be and look at today and see how the world has evolved and how things has evolved. You know what I mean? It's like nothing is real anymore. You understand what I'm saying? In them time, everything was more natural. It's like everything put together now. So just wake up, guys. Wake up. Okay. Case doctor say I'm supposed to have partial right knee replacement this summer. But when I feel okay, I will go outside to tend my. All right, all right. Well, wishing you all the best, man. Wishing you all the best. Safe recovery. Everything goes well for you. All right. Hey, Dick for health. How you doing? Good night. How you all doing? It's raining like crazy where I'm at, and I know the spring is, when we look at the trees, the leaf, start. You're welcome, Dick for health. You're welcome. Yes, the leaf for the plants, now start to get green. Okay, okay, okay. This is spring heading, so the rain is well needed. The soil need to be well soaked that them trees can start to wake up and everything come back to life. Because the spring is almost here. We have a couple more weeks and the spring will be right here. When everything start to get green and flourishing. So guys, get your soil. If you're not dealing with the winter, if you're not dealing with the snow, you should start waking up your soil already, getting them whole prepared, getting and ready. You don't want to be waiting for the spring. You know, trying to dig the soil. No, that's planting time. From the time the spring begin, is planting time. All right. Yes, everything waking up. That's right. That's right. So excited, Carl. I feel the same right now. I'm gonna be patient because you know what? Let me tell you sometimes What happened to me sometimes? Sometimes I'm so excited to plant and I go on outside and I plant my stuff then. Tell myself, all right, the cold weather over. Plant my stuff, the cold weather come and snap. And it start to dry down my okra and them. So I'm not doing that. I'm waiting. I'm not really getting out them plant maybe April. Usually in March or now, so pepper in the ground. But I'm not doing that this year. I'm waiting until April to start planting. So my seedlings wouldn't have, because when they go through that shock, it's like they go back to sleep. And then they gotta recover. So it's better just hold on another week or two, plant them in the right when the temperature is right, and you get faster growth from them. So I'm being patient. I'm not running out there and plant April. Not doing that this year. Dig for healthy. My soil is ready. I compost in place during the winter, place food. All right. My container by the time I plant. That's right. That's right. Up north. Sorry for. Okay. Yes, yes. Yes. Up north, man, them people gotta wait. Or some people gotta wait till all May to now start planting. In May, in May, you know, it's not easy, it's challenging. Because in May, your plants them should already be start growing already. Instead of you now trying to plant them. But what can you do? At the end of the day, the zone and the zone you live in, you just gotta wait. Don't rush it. Okay, going to make some leaf mold. Oh yes, that's right, leaf. Man, that's one of my favorite right there. Leaf, leaf in your raised bed, in your container. I've seen the wonders that these things create, man. I'm telling you. I see when you see how leaf break down and you put them around plants and you watch how the plants thrive from the leaf mold. It's amazing. It's really amazing. It's really amazing. And you know what? A lot of people have leaf mold, but just because, all right, for instance, right, a lot of trees leaf fall in a lot of people's yard. And what they do, they might rake up the leaf. And what they do, they throw away the leaf. Do you know? If you take that same leaf, put it in a container, put it in a bag, or put it in a corner and leave it there, that same leaf is going to break down so and beautiful for your plant. So that's my goal, guys. I'm not buying anything from the store. I'm not going to the store and buy nothing because I've seen for my own eyes what these things does. Okay, Case Doctor said, planter, do you use worm in your soil? Would it help in 5-gallon bucket? No, I don't use worm. Worms that just come in my soil. You see? You see, farm? Okay, let me explain something. In my containers, what I do in my containers, in the center of my container, I love to bore a hole. down. You understand? And put the container, the whole of the container right there. Because here now, here why I do this. You know sometimes when you move a container, you see a lot of worms under the container. So what I do, I create that channel from out of the soil, good that these worms can wobble their way up into the container. Because believe it or not, these worms are very important in our soil. Very important. And once you start to see these worms, you know that your soil is you have good soil. Alright? If your soil is loaded with chemical, you're not gonna see worms and stuff in there because it's not agreeing with them. So I don't really put them, but I know how to get them into my container because I create a tunnel from out of the soil up into the container so they could travel their way out of the soil up into the container because that is so important because the worms create ways for to air flow in your containers, in your soil. Because remember, air is very important. Remember that. Plants strive from air, even the root of the plant. Okay, Cassie, hard time to hear you. You get a hard time hearing me? Oh man, sorry for that. Yes, yes, yes. You guys hearing me? Let me know if you hearing me. Press 1, hearing you. Okay, all right. Yes. So when you see you have worms in your container, if once you see these worms in your container, you know your soil is nice. Once you're seeing worms in its bed, you know your soil is doing nice. All right? So a lot of people go and buy worms and put in their container and but if you are an organic gardener, you don't really have to buy these things because they comes natural. Because these things strive from organic matter. Okay, so if you add in a lot of leaf in your garden, the weeds, like like a tree trunk, break down and you add it in your soil and you cover it with, you dig a trench, you cover it with soil. What you actually doing there, you basically creating a system in your soil, and that system gonna draw all these beneficial in soil. It's gonna draw them and keep them. They're gonna love your garden. But if you throw in these type of chemical in your garden, they're gonna get rid of them. They can't take the smell. They might just get rid of them, or they're gonna find themselves out of your garden. So to bring them natural in your garden is just bring the weeds, just bring the leaf, just bring the tree trunk that breaks down. Then in your container, you can leaf in your container and cover it with soil. It's gonna break down in that container. So as an organic gardener, guys, a lot of things that other people have to go and look for, it comes natural. You ain't got to do that. All you do, add organic matter in your soil, and that way these beneficial insect and parasite love organic matter. All right? Okay, Shaq. If I add a handful of leaf in a 5 gallon bucket with some worm in there, the worm will eat all the leaf in one summer or longer. Well, okay. For my experience, I think leaf break down pretty fast for me. I don't know how for other people. I think leaf break down pretty fast for me. And yes, if you put leaf in a container, like in the spring, or most of the time what I do, I do that in the winter. I put the leaf in my container in the winter time. So all through the winter, all through the spring, in the fall come down, it start breaking down. So by the time the spring, it start breaking down already. So during the next fall going around, it's already break down where you adding more. So if you add it in the fall, it's gonna start breaking down. It's gonna break down. You know, it take a time and break down, but it eventually gonna break it down fast, especially if you add a little soil on top of it. If you just leave the leaf on top, it takes longer to break down than if you add some soil and cover it. All right, dig for help. Blessings. Good night. Good night. Yes, hope to see you again because, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of live stream. Go back to the garden season. We're going to be doing it from our garden, directly from our garden. Planting season is coming up only in April. So I don't know stream on that day where we're going to be planting all different type of vegetables. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is an organic garden channel. We don't grow anything. We don't grow nothing. All right, we use what we have and make. Okay, this fall I will add. Yes, that's when I add my compost every fall. I start digging my soil, walking my soil in the fall. That's when I start walking my soil, mixing all the leaf that fall from the ground, trees, all the weeds that dries up in the garden. I mix them in with the soil and just leave them there. So how you guys doing tonight? Hope you guys doing wonderful. And like I say, guys, I want you guys to, this is a year. I want you guys to follow us, man, because we have so much to share with you guys this year. So much to share. All right? So I just want to say, man, thank you guys as always. Thanks for appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming through. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you subscribe, you have to check to see if you subscribe, because sometimes you if you subscribe and you're really not. So you can always check to see if you subscribe, so you can get notified that we can get this message out there, man. Because listen to me, guys, the way we garden in the way of not spending any money. We garden in a way of using what we have and make it work and still be successful without spending a dime. Last garden season, we did not spend a dime. We use what we have We sow our own seed and we grow our garden. This year is the same thing again. We save our seed, we sow our seed, we use what we have, we use all the leaf that fall from the ground, we take up all the weeds that grows back in the fall and dry down in the wind in our soil, guys. So I just want to say, guys, this channel will teach you how to be a successful gardener without sending you to the store to buy, spend what you might even have. This channel will not discourage you from gardening, because why? We're not putting you under that vision of, oh, you got to have this and you got to have that to start a garden. We show you from scratch how you can start your garden for free. If you have a space in your backyard, it should be the simplest thing for a person to grow something without running and buying all type of stuff. The next thing again, we easy to get distracted. You see, many people in today, this, but you know what's crazy? Let me tell you what's crazy, right? We know, like on this channel, this is an organic garden channel. And what is crazy is we will show how to grow a garden without spending any cash. But this video, this channel don't go nowhere, because why? Because we're not telling you to go out there and spend what you don't have. We're showing you DIY, how to save. You know? You can't. Let me know if you're hearing me, guys. If you're hearing me, press 1, guys. Let me know if you're hearing me. Press 1. Okay, alright. Well, okay. If you want to get squirrel away from your bucket, you might have to put a metal around it. A metal around your bucket, because why? The squirrel cannot climb up on the metal. That's the only thing I can tell you, sir. Use metal, wrap around your bucket. That's the only thing I can tell you. Yes. The thing with organic gardening, you might have to put in more work physically than if you're doing other kind of garden. More work physically. But at the end of the day, it's rewarding. Because when you're doing an organic garden, no, I don't know anything about no spray. Sorry for that. When you do an organic garden, you want to try to do everything as natural as you can. Yes, sometimes you might be able to do 100% natural, but just do as much as you can. All right, and the reward is great. And the good thing again is you don't have to spend that much. But sometimes we get distracted because someone, tell us about a product. No, we want to see this product. We want to use this product in our garden. But I'm telling you, if you want to see the result from a natural organic garden, check out Planter Garden TV. Check out this channel, this same channel, You that live right now. Check it out and see for yourself that you can grow a successful garden without going out there and spend a bunch of money, without going out there and buy all kind of spray that you spraying on your plants them, that and then you end up have to eat, like for instance your cabbage, your broccoli, your collard greens, your cauliflower. You spraying these things like crazy. What are you spraying them with? You understand? Then you got to eat them. What are you using to spray them with? We don't even know. You see where I'm coming from? We have no idea. But we spray it like crazy. And then we have to eat the same plant that we don't spray. Number one, a lot of these plants absorb liquid, sometimes through their root, sometimes through their leaf, sometimes through their stem. So, all right. So now, if you spray a plant, remember, it can absorb. And if the plant absorb it in the leaf and then you eat in the leaf, you got to find natural remedy, guys. You welcome, Case Chapter. You have to go back to natural remedies. You know, we have so much option now that we could turn to, even though it mightn't be the right thing to do. But we have so much option. You know, in the older time, these people didn't have much option. Their option was seeking the truth and what is right and what is best. So they learn from their experience. So if you do the garden, every season you're supposed to get better. Every season you're supposed to learn more. Every season you're supposed to understand more about the plant, more about the soil. Every season your knowledge should increase. You see, but this is when you do everything natural. When you follow nature, your knowledge gonna increase. But when you using a certain things to get certain result, what you actually learning, you learning, okay, I'm gonna just use this thing and spray them and get rid of certain things. Instead of figuring out a natural way how to get rid of certain things, we run and we get a spray back and no, while we spraying the plant absorbing. While we spraying the plant absorbing. When we're ready to eat, we eating that too. Believe it or not, birds is one of the best thing a person could. Let the birds them be your best friends. Believe it or not. Let the birds be your best friend as a gardener. Because the more bird you have around your garden, the less you got to worry about bugs eating your vegetables. In the springtime, this is when a lot of birds start having babies. And when the birds have babies, they are babies to feed, plus their self. And what they love best is the worms that eat in your cabbage, your collard greens, is the worms they love best. So let the birds be your best friend, guys. And this is ways how we get things out of our garden natural. We have the ladybugs. Sometimes we can't stand the ladybugs. Why? Because the ladybugs might put a lot of holes in our plant, in our leaf. But guess what? The ladybugs also chase away a lot of insect out of our garden that will eat our food. So we got to thank for the ladybug. We also have the spiders. We see the spiders over our garden run the web over the garden, and we want to get rid of them because we don't like the spider. We're scared of the spider. But this spider is actually help protecting your garden because of the bugs that are gonna come and eat your vegetable. The spider is eating them. So you gotta allow your garden to be, you understand, something friendly with the lizard, the bird, the spider. All these things is very, very important in our garden. And these are the things that helps protect and purify our garden. But these are the things we get rid of. You see? So sometimes I like a patient, guys. If you want to grow a organic garden, you have to have patience. And you have to connect with nature and understand how nature operates. Observe, see how nature operates. I watch a bird, study. I think it's study. Yes, study. I watch a bird try to catch a bug. You understand? The bird flying and I tell you how the bird snap. It beak to catch the bug. So it's not just the worms the bird eat. The bird also eat the bugs, not just the worm. So these are things you have to have friendly around you. In my garden, there's always birds. What I also do, I create these places that the birds can land on. So when the birds land there and the birds see the insect, the worms, it takes them and take them to their young one. So you just got to create a garden that's friendly with these spider, birds, ladybugs, these types, because they protect your garden. Some bugs in your garden is just there. Their purpose there is to chase away a lot of bugs that we don't need in our garden. Because if we get them in our garden, we're gonna happen, they gonna destroy our garden. Like we have the squirrel now. Apis, okay. I had this tractor said I had apis 1 year on my pepper plant. I just squeeze apis with my finger. Yeah, sometimes you gotta figure out how. You understand? It's so much, man. It's so much. It's so much. So when we talk about the squirrel now, right? The squirrel, I have peach trees and I also have plum trees. And for the past few years, I have a peach tree, a big peach tree. I limb it back and it just growing again. Every year this peach tree will grow hundreds of peach, right? Hundreds of peach. And I cannot get one off of that peach tree. Not even one. I had a plum tree, the same thing. What I did, I saw someone did a video where they had metal around the fruit tree. So if you wrap metal around the fruit tree, the squirrel cannot climb metal. So if the squirrel cannot climb the metal, they cannot climb the tree. And I did that on one of my plum tree last year, and I was able to get so much plums from that tree. All my other fruit trees, they eat everything. I'm not trying to use anything that I got to spray or anything that what I got to do for keep them away. I decide to try wrap the metal around the body of the tree. And it actually working. It actually working. So there's so much things out there that we can do in a natural form to save our garden or to save our plant instead of poisoning ourselves with all these things. It's so much we can do. It starts saying, my dad has a peach tree that has loaded of peach on it, means squirrel don't seem so bad. Really? The squirrel do eat apple on my dad. Well, they just do with me. They do me bad every year. You know, they do me so bad, and what they do, but they did something and it works. Because here what happened, right? What they do, they go up on the tree, they pick all the peach before they even fall. And when they fall down on the ground, they eat them and they take away the seeds. Because you ain't seeing nothing on the ground. And what happened is, somehow or the other, they take them in an area, a little about 30 feet from that from that peach tree, and maybe they bury the seed. And guess what? Two of the seed germinate and start growing there for years. One of them, I gave away one, and I put the other one in a container. The other one I put in the container is fruiting right now. So I like that, but I just feel like if they're gonna eat some and leave some for me. Don't eat all. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind they eat, but at least leave some for me. Hey, Miss Bess, Loss, how you doing? Blessings to you. Yes. So guys, this garden season, I believe, guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Please hit that like button. I will truly appreciate it, guys. Support the channel by hitting the like button. Thank you all so much. Yes. So yes, guys. Okay, deers love to eat the end of the apple tree branch. Oh, okay. You know, I was again no deer problem until 2 years ago. So I had was to get some old wood and try barricade my garden last season. Yep. Them deer ain't no joke either, man. But at the end of the day, you gotta protect your garden, you know. Do whatever you gotta do to protect your garden. Because at the end of the day, it's not easy to grow a garden. And I think you grow in the garden because you want to eat, not just to grow the garden. So I just want to say again, man, thank you guys as always. Appreciate each and every one. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe because yes, we night live, and then we're also gonna do live directly from our garden. Directly. So you're gonna see our we plan, and you're gonna see how our plans do. We did that last year. We did more live than videos last year. Our whole garden season last year, we did it on live. Live, yes. So, all right. Okay, guys. The rain is easing up now. I want to thank every one of you for coming out. Thank you, Case Tractor. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Miss Beslos. Thank you. Thanks everyone who come out tonight. Truly appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget, subscribe. Stay tuned because we have a lot of videos coming, all right? So what's going on, guys? All right. Good night, everyone.